they announced that there's going to be a Ghostbusters reboot. Columbia Pictures is going to be doing it again. Director's going to be Paul Feig. Feig. Screenwriter is going to be Katie Dippold with Paul Feig. And the internet acted with this announcement like the world was coming to an end, because it's going to be Ghostbusters, I guess, 3 or a reboot. It's going to be an all-woman, all-female Ghostbusters cast. So a lot of people, those diehard Ghostbusters fans, and you know who you are, you know the ones who still have the jumpsuits and you have the toys, they were up in arms about this announcement. And they acted like, well, you just ruined my childhood about it. My thoughts on an all-female Ghostbusters movie. Since it's a reboot, or even since it's not a reboot, the essence of the Ghostbusters isn't that they're men or women to me. That's not really what it is. It's that they are 4 funny weirdos that come together to fight ghosts. It's a really awesome concept. When you go back to see how this was originally made, you know, when it was made, you had 4 comedians on the top of their game in their prime. Well, at least 3 in Ernie Hudson. Ernie Hudson is, he's sort of like the outcast. He's a black sheep of the Ghostbusters family. Well, he's black, but you know what I'm saying. You had Dan Aykroyd, you had Bill Murray, who were both really funny people, had starred in their own funny movies before Ghostbusters, both alums of Saturday Night Live, and you had Harold Ramis, extremely funny, worked with Bill Murray before on Stripes, and helped write some of the funniest movies ever, like National Lampoon's Animal House and Caddyshack. This was your team. Like, these are this would be you don't even have an equivalent of the caliber of these 3 guys working together today, because it doesn't happen, because they don't exist. You can say, like, oh, the Judd Apatow guys maybe, but no. It's not the same league. It's not like 3 extremely funny guys who were part of the funniest iteration of Saturday Night Live, the original one. So these guys were funny writers, funny improv, funny. They weren't the only thing they weren't. These 3 they weren't stand-up comedians. So to me, if you're gonna get pissed about something, it's not the fact that it's going to be an all-female Ghostbusters team. Get pissed about who potentially is going to be involved with this, because I don't think there's the caliber out there, male or female, that could match what Aykroyd, Ramis, and Bill Murray could do together as a team. I don't think they can find someone. You're gonna get Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig together, and you think that's gonna be magical? And I don't know. You get Maya Rudolph in there. You get Sarah Silverman as one of them. As one of the team. I just don't see it. Especially since they're not going to be the ones writing it. They're going to have other writers writing for themselves. Ramis and Murray and Aykroyd were writing it for themselves to do, basically. And that's a lot different. They had that sensibility. That's where you should be. Don't be angry. Don't be angered that it's all female. Be angered that the production team and the quality of the writing and the quality of the comedic performances won't be anywhere near the original guys. Be upset about the writer of this also wrote the movie The Heat, the Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy vehicle that came out last year, where they're both cops. She's the uptight, straight-laced female cop. She's the large, crazy cop, and they go together and like peanut butter and water. I was trying to think of peanut butter or something else that wasn't jelly, then I realized it was oil and water. Anyway, so that's where you should be upset about. Go back and watch some of the work they've done. Now, to his credit, the director, Paul Feig, if I'm saying it right, he did do Bridesmaids. He did direct it, and I believe he wrote it. Or at least partially wrote it. That's a funny movie. That's a really funny movie. That's a funny movie, regardless if you're a man or a woman, you can watch it, and it's an all-female movie that if they go for that sort of tone with this updated Ghostbusters, it'll be fine. But I don't think, again, it won't have that sort of magic that the original had. And I'm not even talking about the second movie, because the second movie was mostly garbage. Ghostbusters 2 was a rehash, and it was no energy to it. The last time I saw it, at least, very little action, and it was just like, it was the definition of a bad sequel. It was just more of the same. It was just like a retread. No major character development between the first and second movies, and it's just like, oh, it's a chance to see the same movie again with the same actors. That's the worst sequel possible. And that's why I don't like Iron Man 2, because it was basically more of the same, without even trying to go in different directions. So again, that's where you should be upset about. The fact that it's an all-female Ghostbusters team, who cares? I'm more upset, if anything, that they're rebooting it versus having it in the same universe. Which means that if you see Aykroyd or Ernie Hudson or Bill Murray show up, they'll be as the random guy in the street versus being Dr. Venkman showing up again and having even a funny cameo. What if he was working at the university still? He's much older, but he can give advice. What if one of the new Ghostbusters was his daughter? That could have been a cool idea. Why not? Or a niece. You know what I mean? Something like that to bridge the audience gap. Because I think, whether you like it or not, the fact that there aren't going to be men in the cast is going to piss off some audience members, for better or for worse. Well, we don't get into whether it's sexist or not, or whether or not it's just not following the spirit or tone of the original. There's going to be a chunk of the audience that will not see this movie by default. Now, from a marketing standpoint, that's not good. So I think the smart thing was to forget about Reboot, just have it be the same universe so that there's at least some connection to the original. I don't care if Ernie Hudson shows up with Aykroyd for 6 minutes, or Bill Murray has like 2 short scenes at the beginning and the end. I don't care. Just do something to bridge that gap. Otherwise, you are gonna, I think, piss off people for that long. That to me is the most damning thing about this Ghostbusters reboot. Not the all-female thing. Honestly, who cares? If it's well written, it'll be good. It's that lack of a bridge. Now, the one danger, though, I think one of the reasons there was such a bad reaction to this is because there was I think when people think of all-female, they think of it as maybe pandering to female, I guess, sensibilities, or pandering maybe towards what a female or a woman would find funny. I guess I could see it taking that point of view. But again, good comedy, you can write. Good comedy should be able to be appreciated, and it should be able to be conveyed by both men and women. Good comedy. So again, Bridesmaids, really fucking funny movie. Really well written. And again, it's an all-female cast. No man should have a problem or be ashamed of watching Bridesmaids. Name of the movie aside or whatever. It's Bridesmaids. It's a funny movie. I think people are afraid that pandering comedy is what they would get in a Ghostbusters 3. But again, I don't see that happening, especially since it's the team that helped make Bridesmaids. So at least that would make it, I think, to me, at least watchable. But again, and maybe I'm going to stop here because I keep going in a circle. I don't think this will have the magic of the original. I don't think anyone expected it to, since it's hard with the reboot anyway. I'm not a big reboot guy. I don't think 95% of them are necessary. They're trying to reboot Highlander. I don't think that's going to work. I'd rather see a new Highlander or a Mortal TV show. There you have it, Ghostbusters 3. Don't get upset about it. Wait for a trailer at least, but don't get your hopes up either. It'll probably be okay. Yeah.